He was the son of RFK, the Kennedy heir who survived tragedy only to see his name tied to scandal and the infamous Kennedy curse. But Joseph P. Kennedy II's legacy is defined by a different triumph. The fourth generation of Kennedys, his twin sons, who emerged to reclaim the family's political mission. So what truly became of Joseph III and Matthew Kennedy, the twin brothers who inherited the immense political weight of their name and set out to restore the glory of Camelot in a new century? Welcome. You clicked on this video because you know the dynasty that spans a century of American history. But you sense the pivotal story lies with the twins who represent its future. In this exhaustive, deeply researched documentary, we will tell the complete, multi-layered story of Joseph P. Kennedy II's twin sons, who are the leaders of the fourth generation of the Kennedy political dynasty. We will explore the path of Joseph Patrick Kennedy III, the political standard-bearer who revived the family's charismatic campaign style, served in Congress, and stepped onto the national stage. And we will delve into the unique journey of his twin brother, Matthew Rauch Kennedy, who shared the same rigorous upbringing and elite education, but chose a life of deliberate obscurity, becoming the successful quiet counterpart to his public sibling. To bring you this powerful story, we have gone far beyond the political rallies and the well-worn narratives. We have meticulously researched the archives of the Kennedy family, analyzed the significance of Joe III's specific campaigns, examined the psychological challenge of being an identical twin in a dynasty that demands individual greatness, and pieced together the narrative of how this generation is fighting to define the Kennedy legacy on its own terms, balancing ambition with the trauma of the past. This is not just a superficial, "Where are they now?" It is a deep, unflinching exploration of destiny, duty, and the power of choice in America's most famous family. Number 2. The political standard-bearer, Joseph Patrick Kennedy III. The story of the twin brothers begins with the one who carried the political flame. He inherited the family's iconic charisma, ambition, and the immense weight of the name Joseph P. Kennedy III. He would become the political standard-bearer for the fourth generation, launching a career that revived the magic of the Kennedy era. Born on October 4, 1980, Joseph Patrick Kennedy III, the eldest twin, arrived into a family desperately seeking stability after decades of tragedy. He was the great-grandson of the dynasty's founder, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., and the grandson of the assassinated Robert F. Kennedy. His father, Joseph P. Kennedy II, had survived the trauma of the 1973 car accident and the assassination of his own father, and was deeply committed to raising his sons in a structured, duty-focused environment. Joe III grew up acutely aware of the family legacy, spending time at Hickory Hill and Hyannisport, steeped in the stories of courage, public service, and devastating loss. His path was traditional Kennedy elite. He graduated from Stanford University and, like his uncle Bobby, dedicated 2 years to service in the Peace Corps, working in the Dominican Republic with a focus on business development and economic aid. This experience, which provided hands-on experience with poverty and developing economies, further solidified his commitment to public service and social justice, echoing the core ideals of his grandfather. Following his Peace Corps service, he returned to the U.S. and earned his law degree from Harvard Law School in 2009. Joe III's career began in law, working as an assistant district attorney in both the Cape and Islands and Middlesex County in Massachusetts, focusing on prosecuting cases of domestic violence and crimes against children. This professional experience, far from the celebrity world, established his legal credentials and his commitment to the local community. In 2012, Joseph P. Kennedy III successfully ran for the U.S. House of Representatives, representing Massachusetts's 4th Congressional District. His campaign was a resounding success, capturing the attention of the national media, who were fascinated by the return of a young, charismatic Kennedy to elected office. He possessed the family's physical attributes: the thick hair, the tall frame, the easy charm. and a passionate, earnest speaking style often compared favorably to his grandfather, RFK Sr., and his great-uncle, JFK. He served 4 terms in Congress, focusing on economic justice, mental health parity, and healthcare issues, continuing the progressive legacy of his family. His most significant public moment came in February 2020, when he was chosen by Democratic leaders to deliver the official rebuttal to President Donald Trump's State of the Union address, a prime-time national slot. His emotional, earnest speech, though criticized by some, was seen by many as a powerful symbol of the family's enduring presence in the national dialogue. He followed this with an even more prominent role later that year, serving as one of the House prosecutors during the second impeachment trial of President Trump, where he delivered a focused, passionate argument on the constitutional mandate of the impeachment process. In 2020, Joe III made the risky decision to challenge incumbent Senator Ed Markey in the Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate. This decision was controversial, creating a Kennedy versus Kennedy dynamic within Massachusetts politics. The primary race was intensely fought, costing tens of millions, and ultimately resulted in a loss for Joe III. The defeat, a major blow to the family's political brand, was a sober reminder that the Kennedy name, while powerful, no longer guarantees victory. Following his defeat, Joe III continued his commitment to activism and public service. He served briefly in the Department of Health and Human Services before being appointed as the U.S. Special Envoy to Northern Ireland for Economic Affairs in 2022 by President Joe Biden. He successfully built a political and public service legacy, fulfilling the family mandate for elected office, earning his own reputation for hard work and progressive ideals. Joe III's scandals are virtually non-existent. His life is marked by duty and achievement. The untold story of Joseph P. Kennedy III is the story of the 4th generation's standard-bearer. He took the immense weight of the family name and successfully translated it into a modern, effective political career, reviving the magic of the Kennedy presence and proving that the family's commitment to public life endures. Despite the trauma and the immense difficulty of living up to the colossal legacy of his grandfather, Joseph III carried the political mandate forward with great public success, embracing the spotlight. His twin brother, Matthew, born in the same moment, sharing the same DNA, and navigating the same immense legacy, would choose a profoundly different method of serving his family and finding his own peace. Quiet professionalism and deliberate anonymity. Number 1. The private counterpart, Matthew Rauch Kennedy, the second twin. He inherited the same iconic DNA, the same education, and the same political pressure as his brother, but chose a life of deliberate obscurity. His journey would be defined by quiet success in the private sector, successfully forging an identity free from the public chaos that defined his family's history. Born Matthew Rauch Kennedy on October 4, 1980, just minutes after his brother Joseph, he shared the exact same early life context, the grandson of RFK, the intense political family environment of Hickory Hill and Hyannisport, and the weight of the Kennedy expectation. He also shared the same parents and their divorce annulment controversy, which became public fodder during his adolescence. Matthew followed an identical educational track to his twin brother. He also graduated from Stanford University and subsequently earned his law degree from Harvard Law School. This shared, intense academic path suggests a shared ambition and drive instilled by his parents. However, after graduation, their paths diverged fundamentally. While Joe III immediately plunged into public service, working as a prosecutor, running for Congress, and embracing the spotlight, Matthew made a decisive choice to apply his credentials and intellect to the private sector, specifically in law and business. He focused on building a successful, quiet career, often related to social enterprise, legal consultation, or finance, far removed from the political campaigns and the intense media exposure. This choice is a powerful and successful act of rebellion against the expected path. In the Kennedy family, where elected office is often viewed as the highest form of service, Matthew's decision to pursue private success and anonymity is an expression of independence. He became the quiet, successful counterpoint to his public twin. The scandal of Matthew Kennedy's life is his successful maintenance of anonymity. The untold story is the immense psychological significance of being an identical twin to a high-profile politician in such a media-obsessed family. Every time Joe III appears on national television, the public is instantly reminded of Matthew. The pressure to join the political fight, to use his name and his Harvard law degree for the family's political machine, must have been constant. Matthew resisted this pressure. He chose to define his success in ways that were meaningful to him, not to the dynasty. His quiet stability, his low public profile, and his focus on family are, in a sense, his greatest achievements. He successfully navigated the unique psychological challenge of twin identity in a family that demands individual greatness. By choosing to reject the public stage completely, he proved that one could honor the family legacy of duty without having to accept the curse of fame. Matthew's life is a story of quiet triumph and successful boundary setting. He is the successful, anonymous professional, the anchor of normalcy in a family often defined by chaos. He represents the possibility of escaping the relentless public eye, achieving true privacy, and carving out a respected life solely on his own terms, making his journey just as significant as his brother's. The lives of the twin Kennedys, one seeking the microphone and the other seeking silence, reveal the complexity of carrying America's most famous political name, a theme that echoes across all major American historical dynasties. The story of the Kennedy twins, Joseph III and Matthew, is a powerful contemporary exploration of how the fourth generation navigates the immense legacy of Camelot and the pressure to uphold the mandate of public service. Their paths, one chosen for the political stage, the other for private enterprise, highlight the enduring complexity of the Kennedy name. This theme resonates deeply with the saga of another great general whose family defined a pivotal moment in American history. That general was the iconic leader of the Confederacy, Robert E. Lee. On this channel previously, we explored the fascinating and often poignant story of Robert E. Lee's 7 children. Did you know that the heirs of the Confederacy's most revered general faced their own unique struggles in the harsh aftermath of the Civil War? Their lives involved military service, following their father, artistic pursuits, managing the family estate at Arlington before its loss, and navigating the complex legacy of defeat and Southern identity. The full, untold story of the Lee children offers a compelling counterpoint to the Kennedy dynasty. Click the video on your screen right now to uncover that incredible, untold story. And as always, thank you for watching.